I'd say like definitely a self-escape, and then like to share that self-escape with somebody else. And maybe it's not escape, but exploring a new realm.
Hey guys, you're listening to Andreas Talks Art.
It's the wild, wild west out here. I'm trying to hunt down all the artists on their creative pursuit. Art is this expression of human imagination that drives the process of introspection and contemplation, that creates a limitless potential of creativity. And in the end, it's not about the art. It's about the mind and the soul that turn their imagination into a reality. So what does it mean to be an artist? And more importantly, what does art mean to you?
Yo, what is up, guys? We are back with another episode of Andreas Talks Art, and today, we have a special guest on. I sat down and talked with Samael Indigo. He's a vision train conductor, a psychedelic painter, and an AI artist. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're definitely going to want to give this a listen and see what he's all about. So let's talk some art.
So when did you first get into art?
Yeah, 4 years ago, I'd say like officially, because I definitely did it all the time, sketching in school. Yeah. But officially, I'd say when I created my Deep Dream account. And that's like, that's when I started creating with AI. Like, I started having a visual conversation. You send it an image or something, and it gives you back some morphed up whatever. And like, it started 4 years ago, and I've definitely progressed with the program a bit.
How'd you get into that from you said you were doodling and sketching before?
So fucking like the story of high school. Everybody's on their fucking phone. What am I gonna do on this, rectangle that everybody's staring at? And I looked it up, and like, you can feed images from your phone to this thing, and it was free at first. Now I pay $15 a month for highest resolution because I like to be HD.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but like, it was free at first. Like, it was all open source, and now it costs money, which is a little scary, but
What's the biggest challenges with using this?
I'd say sometimes like over reliance, but I'm definitely like, I go in between a lot. Like, I'll make like that painting, for example. You can't quite see it, but I took my reference image and photographed that. Then I put it through Deep Dream, and then I used that like messed up, not messed up, but tripified image that the AI touched as my reference.
Yeah.
So like, you incorporate it. I don't compete with it. I think I used to do that.
Compete with the program?
Yeah, because I'd be like, I can't create an image in like 30 seconds, like, because it can do it, probably not 30 seconds, but like within 2 minutes, you can give it this goal image and this, and I guess it's not creating something from nothing, so it's a different creative process, but I definitely compared myself to it and like was sad because I couldn't do the detail nearly as fast or as well. Like, I got over that, I think.
Is that, you just got over it, or did that help you? Help you as an artist, or
it pushed me for a little bit, but now I feel like I got to the point where it's like pure collaboration, kind of
with the machine.
Yeah, which is weird to say, but yeah.
So, what are you trying to get out of this when you're creating these images? Is there a goal with this, or is this more just an experiment you're doing?
It's an experiment. I'd say if there was a goal, it'd just feed something good to the AI, because like, I've heard like The Social Dilemma, if you've watched that.
Yeah.
A bunch of these robot brains at Google, they're the Google Tensor servers. That's what like Deep Dream runs on, and that like runs pretty much a lot of like their AI stuff. But I want those same servers to run art instead of just like, how can I make this person spend more money? Because that's what a lot of the algorithms come down to, is, like how to make consume better.
You mostly do digital art, or?
I definitely, like, I had a crisis, like I told you, probably like 2 years ago, where I was like, oh, I'm doing too much digital. And then I definitely dove into drawing, painting, like sculpting a little bit even. I have a weird sculpture right there.
Nice.
Yeah. And
that crisis was just this feeling of the computer doing the work, or
just like that, that I wasn't pulling my part, kind of. Like, the computer doing the work, but like, regardless of it, I needed to step up a little bit.
Where do you get your inspiration from?
I'd say nature, like I said, for sure. Space, that's a part of nature that I feel like some artists neglect. I can understand why, though. It's like a big thing to tackle. And something I've like gotten into a bit with is like the non-linear way of thinking, when you kind of like let the creative process go of what I'm gonna do next a little bit, and then like things happen that you kind of don't remember a little bit, but you're like, okay, cool,
So don't think so much about what you're going to do next.
My practices go to piece so much that you like kind of forget what your plan is, and it all kind of flows together, but like in a cohesive way, not like losing its like original structure, you know?
Yeah. So Samael, I'm wondering, what does art mean to you?
I'd say a way to express yourself, for sure. Like, no duh. But what else? I'd say what I do to help people like understand where I'm at, like definitely a self-escape, and then like to share that self-escape with somebody else. And maybe it's not escape, but exploring a new realm, a way to explore a new realm and then share that with somebody else.
Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Andreas Talks Art. Don't forget to leave me a review. It helps me improve the show. And if you got anything out of this episode, I'd really appreciate it if you shared it with one of your friends. Until next time, yeah.
Share this with your friends if you liked it. And don't forget to be cool. Peace out.